Hello and welcome back to English Idea. This is Rim Alam and I am back with a brand new episode of How to Speak. In this episode, we will be focusing on a new topic called time-based. In the last episode, we finished our second topic, which was leisure and lifestyle. Now, before I continue with my today's video, I'll give a quick recap of what is How to Speak series is all about. So in How to Speak series, I have 9 topics and each topic has 15 questions. I have split this 15 questions in 3 videos, which means each episode of How to Speak will contain 5 questions of each topic. So I have already finished the first 2 topics and now I'm in the third topic, which is time-based. We will be focusing on the first 5 questions. So now let's move on to the questions. Also remember to watch more videos like this. Don't forget to give a like, share, comment, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to be notified whenever I upload new content. So these are the first 5 questions. Question number 1 is to discuss a unique and unforgettable moment. Question number 2 is discuss a time when you were forced to alter your plans due to inclement weather. Question number 3 is discuss a time when you were late. The fourth question is describe an instant when you successfully arranged a nice occasion. And the fifth question is talk about a once-in-a-lifetime experience. So these are the first 5 questions and we have 15 other questions which are blurred now, but you will see it in the next 2 episodes. Okay, so moving on to the first question, I will read out the question once again. The first question is discuss a unique and unforgettable moment. So the first follow-up question is what transpired. The second question is what made it unique, and the final follow-up question is how were you feeling. As you can see, I have given some basic ideas here. You can go ahead and read the follow-up answers, but I'm gonna move on to the model answer. If you want to read it by yourself, you can mute it or pause the video. But I will be here reading it out for everyone else. So the model answer is, well, right after our marriage, my husband and I started working on our YouTube channel. After 3 months, we finally reached 1,000 subscribers, which may not seem like much to many, but for those of us who worked tirelessly behind the scenes, it was a huge accomplishment. It was unforgettable because he had his own business to manage and I had a job. After finishing our task, we would return home to begin working online. We put a lot of time and effort into it, which is why it was unique to us. And I still remember the moment I saw the numbers go from 999 to 1,000. We were over the 7th cloud. And this was the first question. We will be moving on to the second question, where you have to discuss a time when you were forced to alter your plans due to inclement weather. So the first follow-up question is how did this occur? The second question is what were you doing? The third question is how was the weather? And the final question is justify why you were forced to alter your plans. Go ahead and read these answers. I'm gonna read the model answer. So the model answer is, I was getting ready to return to my dorm after finishing my work on campus when I saw how heavy it was raining. The sky was partly gloomy, but I didn't expect it to rain that heavily. I had an umbrella with me, but it would have been useless because the rain was so heavy. I decided to stay where I was and accomplish my other task while the rain stopped. Alright, now let's move on to the third question. Discuss a time when you were late. The first follow-up question is what was the incident for which you were late, and the second and the final follow-up question is why were you late. As you can see over here, I have literally put the main ideas. I didn't even explain anything else. So let's move on to the model answer, which is we have all been late at some point in our lives, and it's not unusual. Whenever I was late, it was always because I was delayed in traffic. But this time, I checked the maps and left an hour early for my meeting, only to find myself stuck in traffic for 2 hours. I was meant to appear at my office by 9 a.m., but I arrived at 10 a.m., making me an hour late for my meeting. Okay, now let's move on to the fourth question, which is to describe an instant when you successfully arranged a nice occasion. The first question is, what was the occasion? The second question is, how did you get ready for it? The third question is, who assisted you in putting it together? And the final question is also, why do you believe the event was a success? As you can see, these are the main ideas, and here is my model answer. Go ahead and read it out. Now, before I start reading the model answer, I want to tell everyone why I keep telling you all to read it by yourself or to listen to me actually read it. So what happens when you read is you get to practice, right? And we all know practice makes us better. So that is why in every episode of How to Speak, whenever I'm going to read the model answer, I ask you all to read it by yourself as well. Okay, so now I'm going to move to the model answer, which is, I had planned to take my best friend on a weekend getaway, but with COVID on the rise, I decided to throw him a party instead. I intended it to be a simple party, but some of my other friends suggested I surprise him. So we decided I would ignore him all day and then surprise him at the end. I couldn't have done it without the assistance of my pals. It was a huge hit because my best friend truly believed that everyone had forgotten his birthday, and his face later expressed how relieved he was to realize that his pals would never forget his special day. Alright, now let's move on to the final question for today's episode, which is to talk about a once-in-a-lifetime experience. The first follow-up question is, what took place? The second follow-up question is, what made it unique? And the final follow-up question is, how was your mood at the moment? So now let's move on to the model answer, which is, a once-in-a-lifetime experience would be getting to go to some of the most beautiful countries in the world for free. I was on my way to the United States. I had previously completed 2 transits, one in Qatar and the other one in Morocco, but the plane was forced to make an emergency landing in Puerto Rico owing to terrible weather. Although the trip took around 50 hours and was psychologically and physically tiring, I was also pleased since I got to visit 3 countries without having to pay for or obtain a visa. I did not get to leave the airports, but I was content to see what I could. So this is the end of my today's episode. I hope y'all have liked, enjoyed and understood my video. If you want to speak to me one-to-one via Zoom call, then send me a super thanks and I will be reaching out to you to make an schedule. And during that meeting, we will be able to discuss anything starting from your journey to abroad to Duolingo. Don't forget to give this video a like, share, comment if you have any queries. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to be notified whenever I upload a new content.